Hello and welcome to the Saturday morning live stream where we talk about tech and whatever else. If you're new here, there's no real agenda or plan. We just see where the conversation goes. So join us in the chat, say hi, let us know your thoughts on anything we talk about. And yeah. So, yeah, that was kind of a weak intro. And anyways, and to the folks coming back, thank you very much for being here. I do appreciate it. I always have a great time doing these streams. It is one of the best parts about being a content creator. No scripting, none of that stuff, just us talking about tech and seeing where it goes. So thank you for spending part of your Saturday here. I do want to thank the channel members. Thank you for your support and being a channel member. I jumped ahead. I saw Bill, who's a channel member, says, does he have a rant today? Watch and see. And Bill, who was at our member stream that happened before this, made me think about that, yeah, I used up the good rant already, Bill, during our member stream. I didn't save any for here, so we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, I do want to thank the members like Bill, Alan's a channel member, Duncan was there, John was there during our stream, so thank you guys very much. And before we jump into the chat, I do want to say happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. I hope you enjoy your day tomorrow, whatever that may include. Mine, I think, is going to be a little quiet because my daughters have some stuff they have to do, and that sounds okay with me. So I hope you have a perfect Father's Day for you, whether it be busy or just quiet time to yourself. And I do want to thank the moms out there because you definitely you do a lot of the work. Us fathers, we get it easy a lot of times because of the moms out there. So thank you. Thank you for making that possible. And for the dads who are doing it all, man, keep it up. And the dads who aren't doing their jobs, step it up, knock it off. You don't get to celebrate Father's Day unless you earned it. So, but to all the dads who are there doing the job, man, knock it out of the just have a great day. So anyways, now I'll jump into the chat. Devon, good morning. I watched a video you upload on YouTube that you said goodbye to the Echo Show devices. Thank you, Devon, for being here. And I actually wanted to mention that. I do want to apologize if I haven't responded to your comment. That video got a lot of comments. Last week's video was goodbye to the Echo Shows. And yeah, the Echo Shows, I'm done with them in the house. I know there's folks that are outside of the US who might have seen the video who are thinking that, well, why don't you just go into the settings and flip off the screens and then you don't have to see them. And I saw that comment quite a few times. For you guys who haven't seen these ads, you're fortunate. You're probably not in the US. And what the difference is between the ads, and I don't know if I made it clear enough in my video, but it's any of the screens that say sponsored in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Those are paid for ads. Those cannot be turned off. And if you're not seeing them, like in the UK, I don't think folks are seeing them yet. You're like, congratulations. And I think Canada, they're supposed to get them next, I believe. So ads are coming to an Echo Show near you. Don't worry, they're on their way. But even though, like the video that I made, you'll see that the Echo Shows I brought in that have screens flipping through them. One of the Echo Shows, I made a point of not turning off screens that were turned on by default. After I'd updated the Echo, these were the screens that were turned on by default when previously everything had been turned off. So in the course of a year or two, these were the screens that were re-enabled or were new and enabled. So that's the big difference for those folks who aren't seeing the ads or think you can turn them off. It's just not an option. So thank you, Devon, for checking that out and hope you're doing well. And Nick, happy Father's Day to you. You're gonna get to spend some time with the kid, with the grandkid. Hopefully, I think that's awesome as a grandparent. You get the grandkid and you got your kid. Alex, sorry. Come on, Al. We're going to just say real Roblox, okay? I can't go set everyone's devices off saying the full name. Welcome. Thank you for being here. John, good morning from Hod, Texas. Hey, John, welcome. And John, I saw a post. I'm so bad. I tell myself I'm going to engage on Twitter, go on Twitter, I'll do a tweet, and then I disappear for a month and never go back. But I saw something. John had asked, how do you, I think it was John asked about how to be a channel member. And the way it works, you could go, I'll just pick a random creator. I love this dude. He's awesome. Brixie. Oh, he's doing a live stream. Oh, well. Oh, wait, this isn't right. Sorry, I'm lost. Here. I'm just trying to get another. Oh, come on. It really can't be that hard. It's so fun to live stream at times. Sorry, I was just going to show you guys. If you want to become a channel member, and I wasn't going to try to bring up my own videos, but here's a channel that I've watched, a Lego channel. He's awesome. This dude's great. If you want, you'll see on most creators, there's a join button. And if you click the join button underneath, you get options to become a member. And yeah, you can become a channel member. And one of the things with mine is I do the channel member stream before I do this stream. And yeah, Blake has been a channel member for 36 months. It just flashed up. Good morning, Blake. I hope you're doing well, man. Yeah, we got to talk. Yeah, it's been a little while. And John, good morning. How's your coffee? My double espresso is about 2/3 gone, and no complaints. So, I do love the Nespresso machines and just being able to drop a pod in there. But it's great. So hope you're doing well, John. Devon, Father's Day is tomorrow. And again, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Good morning, Curtis. I'm doing good. I think it's going to be a good weekend. William, hey, good morning. Craig, wishing all the fathers out there a happy Father's Day tomorrow. Happy Father's Day, William. I know you got the daughter heading out to school soon, so that's a big one. That's a big step coming. Brian, good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's having a good weekend so far. And yeah, it's going good so far. I did accidentally use up my rant, as Bill says. Does he have a rant today? I used up, I think, 2 of them during the last stream. So I apologize, guys. But feel free, become a channel member. You can revisit the stream. If you need a rant in your day, if we don't have one, you can always go back and watch after becoming a channel member. Alan, hey Alan, I hope you and Auntie are doing well. Good morning, everyone. Wishing for a happy Father's Day to all that fit that description. Yes. A-Real Roblox. Yeah, A-Real. We're close. I call you A-Real now. Yeah. So Duncan, let the games begin. And Duncan, thank you for being a channel member. And one of the few McRib lovers on the planet. Curtis, happy Father's Day tomorrow. Curtis, I hope you're doing well. John, happy Father's Day. And Miss Cali, Nevada, thank you for being here. Good morning again, and good to see you. Yeah, Rolando, what did you think of WWDC for HomePods and Apple TV? Happy Father's Day tomorrow. I was just kind of hoping for a little more out of it. I kind of feel like that's an area that's neglected, that there's little, like, one of the little details I could picture is that all of these different Apple devices and the HomePods have U1 chips in them. And with that U1 chip, it can tell distance and proximity. You know, I'd love to see something like Apple implement that so that, oh, when my Apple Watch is in the room or at this distance away from a HomePod, it knows to trigger this automation. You know, so I feel like there's more that could be done that doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be hardware upgrades. And I feel like the software stuff's still a little lagging. I do like the idea that for the HomePods, you're going to be able to pick which HomePod you want to serve as the hub. So, because I feel, that may seem silly, but almost every time I have a problem in my house with when my stuff starts acting up or just little glitches, I could usually unplug an Apple TV and let another, or what, yeah, it's usually the office Apple TV that's in charge. I can unplug that, let another one take over, and some reason, everything will be happy again. Or just give that a restart. So I don't know. It's like, hey, I'm done being the hub for this for the last 3 months. Either give me a break or I'm just not going to work. But whatever the case may be, it's nice that you could pick the most current device to serve as the hub. It was always weird to me that it's like my bedroom TV is somehow the hub for the house, and that's my oldest Apple TV. So I think that could be good potentially. Oh yes, David. Thank you, David, for it's David's birthday tomorrow. I actually had a note. I had a pop-up. I'm like, to mention your birthday. I'm like, I think it's tomorrow, but I had the note for today because the live stream's today. So happy birthday, David. An early happy birthday. I'm like, I had the little pop-up, a little reminder because I would forget that. So you beat me to it. When I got down, I would have saw it. But happy early birthday, man. David, we've had an Echo Show. We've had Echo Show adverts in the UK, but we have tighter laws, so don't think we've had them as much as the US. Yeah, and I think, man, a lot of that laws, how much you can get away with, it's going to determine how these companies behave. And I think the UK has kept a lot of nonsense at bay because of the laws. And some of them I think are a little silly, like with the video doorbells and, being able to see other people, whatever. But yeah, I think you miss out on features in the UK with Echoes because certain things just don't make it out of the US, but you also get saved some of these features and with as many of the features being ways to monetize something on Echoes, it's not the worst thing missing out on them. That brings me to something someone else mentioned. A couple people actually mentioned in the comments. Wait, what did I do for that? I got balloons. If you go into the settings of your Echo Show and you put it in Do Not Disturb mode, I think they said they had a routine that put it in Do Not Disturb mode, or just, no, you could have it in Do Not Disturb mode from 12 a.m. to 11:55 p.m. And then it'll just always stay a clock unless you make a request. So that's another option, just to throw it out there. If you don't want to see anything on your Echoes, put them in Do Not Disturb mode for all the time. And then you make request, it'll awake, and then it'll go back into Do Not Disturb. So that's a great tip, I think, that I didn't come up with. Yeah, Duncan, I never understood paying for a service and still having to watch adverts. Yeah, and that's where Amazon has made it normal. They've made it normal. Like go back to the Kindles. I'm gonna say at least 5 to 8 years they've had ads on Kindles, and you actually have to pay not to have ads. So it's like if you created an ecosystem where the default is ads, and you can actually charge someone to remove them. I'm like, it's really, yeah, I don't get it either, Duncan. And like Amazon in particular, one of the things that with Amazon Prime, their movies, there were 4K movies, and you got 4K streaming with Amazon Prime. Well, since they went to ad-supported, they dumped everything down to 1080p. So if you do want to watch 4K movies on Amazon Prime, you got to pay that whatever a month to remove the ads and get 4K back. So not only do you get ads, you get the quality of the stream stepped on that you were watching. So a nice step back for the same price. I'm one of those people, I'd rather pay a little more. Don't give me less for the same money, just more. I hate shrinkflation. I hate to pick up something and go, did this get smaller or did I grow again? I hate that. Okay, I got a little rant in me. No, guilty pleasure, Funyuns. Costco has the biggest bags you can buy. Like it costs like $105 $5 to buy a little bag at 7-Eleven or $150 to get a gallon, a big old thing from Costco. You know, Funyuns are the most overpriced chip on the planet. But Costco actually ran out, and they always had them. Well, they ran out just long enough. They were just gone long enough for us to forget the size of the bag because they're back. They're back and they're smaller. And I'm like, how much did you change it? I know this is smaller, but there was enough of a gap. There's no way you were going to have any on the shelf. So yeah, that drives me crazy. They're getting less for the same amount of money. So it's like, just charge me more. Don't take away. Hey, yeah, you know that thing you like? Yeah, you don't get that anymore. You got to pay it. Let's see, John, I use the Echo that doesn't have the screen. I use both because Echo has some tasks that Apple doesn't do. And John, and that's where I'm at with it. Like my family's all trained up on the Echoes. My wife uses drop-in more than I ever use drop-in. I'm the one that still goes to the base of the stairs and yells up at where my wife drops in all the time. So yeah, like that's why in my video, it wasn't take an Echo, gone. It was like Echo show gone, replaced with an Echo, because there's that voice value that's still there. But yeah, on the visual side, it's not cutting it. So, but Apple Intelligence, man, that is going to change things big time. That is really going to change things. Apple Intelligence. And if you watch tomorrow's video on the things Apple Intelligence is going to do and why I think it's going to basically destroy Lady AI, is that you know, if you watch that video, of the things I say that Apple is going to benefit over Amazon on is going to apply to Google. It's the same thing. So it's I don't see a good future for Amazon, because for all the Android users out there, I think Google's going to bring enough of this stuff to your phone, and it's going to be like, well, why am I sticking with this Echo here when if I just add the Nest, I add a Nest audio into the mix, I can now have AI that can work within my calendar and do everything. So it's an interesting time coming up, I think. I'm curious. Oh, oh yeah, what was that? I just saw, if you, what was it? If you type up, if you do a search on news topics right now about Amazon, Lady A, the articles all out right now are how Amazon blew Lady A's shot to dominate AI, according to more than a dozen employees. The Verge, Amazon missed its chance to dominate AI, according to new report. You know, everybody's got it out right now, but that's yeah, it's interesting times coming ahead. So I know there's folks that don't want to go with Apple, but I do think it's a good time to think about, if you're not an Apple user, pay attention to what Google's doing. We're in an interesting space right now. Yeah, it's not looking good for Amazon right now. David, Andrea's waving at you. Not sure why, as you can't see her. Well, don't tell her. Don't tell her that. There's no upside to saying that. But she can see me wave, so there you go. I see you. Hi. There we go. It's all good, David. Happy birthday, man. So, Fabricio, good morning, Craig from Bolivia. First, happy Father's Day tomorrow. Many blessings for you. Oh, happy Father's Day to you, and thank you very much. What do you think of WWDC? I have an iPhone 15 Plus, and I'm already sad for the AI. Yes, that is a tough one. This is a crappy time, because according to the numbers, only 90% of Apple devices will not be able to take advantage of Apple Intelligence. And yeah, no, see, and I'm trying to say how to say this without being it's not from an Apple fan standpoint, but Yeah, only iPhone 15 Pros and newer are going to be able to take advantage of Apple Intelligence. And but when it comes to the Mac, and this is why I don't have a problem with Apple Intelligence. Like I don't feel like they're just going, hey, screw you guys, it's time to upgrade. Because Apple AI, their Apple Intelligence, will work with the M1 MacBook Air. That's a $699 computer that was released in 2020. So, whatever the benchmarks and the specs of that M1 are, apparently the iPhone 15 Pro at least matches that. So everything prior to that, it's like, okay, there's got to be a generational change at some point. And the fact that Apple's not going only, and this was the concern, was that only brand new stuff like the M4 iPads would do Apple Intelligence. If that were the case, that would force a ridiculous amount of updates beyond what's going to happen now. But if you have an M1 iPad Air, so like my daughters, they're not pushed out from using that. Yeah, it's like if you have M1 devices, it's just on the iPhone front. That's a hard one, and I feel for you, man. I really feel for you of having an iPhone 15 Plus, and yeah, I was debating whether or not to just pay off my phone because I do the iPhone upgrade program. I was debating whether or not to pay off mine and give it to my daughter who has an iPhone 14 Pro. And the whole reason I was thinking about doing it is one, to get her off of Lightning and just so my family's all in check. Because my wife just bought an iPhone 15 Pro a few months ago. My daughter has a 15 Pro, and then my oldest has a 14 Pro. So I was thinking of selling her 14 Pro, mainly because that generation of batteries sucked. And for some reason, that's an off generation of phone. But also just to get everybody on the same version of hardware at this point. And now that I see this limitation that I'm going to expect my daughter to hold on this phone for years. I'd rather just all be in sync on what we can do. Go ask you know who. Go ask your Apple device what the answer to that is. Oh, I can't do that. I have an iPhone 14 Pro. So she's going to get an upgrade just because I want to get everybody online. But I feel for you, man. That sucks. That is the tough part. And I'll give you an example. This is where, and you got to do due diligence. My wife is looking at the next car she wants to get is the Rivian R1S. And she had been looking for one. She took a test drive. The car is awesome. It is amazing. It's amazing being a vehicle that big that can go faster than my car. It's incredible. Well, she was going online looking to try to find a vehicle, and she couldn't find one in anything but white, and only a couple of them. Well, when she spoke to the person at Rivian, they're like, "Oh yeah, they shut down the factory for a little while. They've shut down the factory." He gave no additional details. Well, 2 days later, I see like all these tech channels I watch have videos on the Rivian. Well, the whole reason they shut down the factory was they were retooling for Gen 2. So, and Generation 2 cut out like 7 of the little processors in it. It added like active matrix headlights, electric tinting for the roof. It added all these cool features and updated hardware that's going to future-proof that vehicle. So, like I said to my wife, I'm like, do not buy a vehicle now until you could guarantee it's a Gen 2 one. Do not get one, because she literally was she was gonna buy one. So, like within a week of the change happening. So, you got to do your homework on these big purchases to see what the upgrade path is. And the idea is like right now I have a Tesla. It has Gen 3 hardware in it, and everything is being optimized for Gen 3 because that's what everything has. Majority of the cars have, but eventually they're working on Gen 5 hardware now, and my car will become obsolete. which is so bizarre. But yeah, you really have to kind of look and see where these companies are at in their upgrade cycles before doing stuff like that. And Fabricio, there's no way to know what the that that just sucks. John, thanks. Thank you, John, for mentioning that. And my memory, it used to be great. Let's see, Chantal, hey Craig, and the rest of the fan club. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you. Alan, it's way more than that, but it doesn't show that I've been here like 6 years. A number of other members have been here not that long, also. Yeah. Yeah. Because it wasn't until it took like 2 years before memberships became available. So yeah, it would be cool if you could like if I could update them like retroactive, like change it to the actual subscription date or something. Blake, did you already talk about WWDC announcements? No, I didn't. Anything exciting? Wondering what you think of Apple starting this new trend of locking software upgrades behind new hardware. Yeah, but I guess I didn't see it as a trend that way yet. Yeah, I don't know. I guess for me, a lot of WWDC is boring. A lot of this stuff that's happening with these devices belongs on the Who Gives a Crap channel. It's like, come on, how many different ways do I need to make pictures? A me-moji, she-moji, he-moji, they-moji, gen-moji, blah, 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 blah. I play with the damn crooked smiley face with the tears coming out and a thumbs up and the hands together. That's it. Unless can I make a gen-moji that makes two fingers? No, but, so I think a lot of it though, I feel like there's just a lot of stuff that doesn't really matter. Like, oh my God. Like, there was so many times watching this that I just went, wow, they are talking to 4 people. That was the big thing with the Apple event. Like, there's a calculator now, and you can enter calculations, you could draw diagrams, and you can change the trajectory. You guys, you know where I'm heading with this, right? You can change the trajectory, and then it'll adjust once the trajectories change, it'll automatically adjust distance for you in your calculations. And then you could adjust the slider up and down of trajectory angle and see how it affects the XY axis. So that right there, that was worth 7 minutes of my time. But no, there was stuff like that it's really cool features, but it's like, I guess some people are going to be in geometry and are going to use this stuff, but yeah, there's a lot of deep stuff they went into that I was just like, wow, okay. So you're sitting in your history class taking notes, but you also want to capture an image at the same time while recreating with AI. You're like, I'm not in a history class. So, but yeah, there was a lot of that. But I think right now, Blake, with the AI side of things, I think that's just going to push things to a different way of like, it's like the switch from over to USB-C. There's just a point where you're like, okay, gotta get rid of the old, So if you still have an Intel Mac, it's time. It's time to say goodbye to the Intel Mac. The whole iPhone world and compatibility, that I'm gonna call BS on that. That's a hard one to swallow. It should work for at least 3 generations of phones. Devon, has anyone seen season 4 on Prime Video of what? The Boys? Because I know that's coming. That's out, and apparently there was one article I read about Amazon. Let's see. Amazon Prime. If you guys aren't familiar with it, there's the show The Boys. Oh gosh, that didn't help me. There's a show The Boys, and it's about superheroes. These are kind of like anti-superheroes. They're not good people at all. This show is basically... Someone wrote an article saying each episode has some truly disturbing moment in it. Like, yeah, it is. This is a messed up show. This is really just a messed up show. But it is, yeah, it's crazy. It's a crazy show. Check it out if you haven't yet. But from the moment the show starts, there's just a disturbing moment where you're like, oh my God, what am I watching? Blake, and as soon as I asked, there was another question. I'd love to hear Siri say, hi, Chantal, you are home again. I missed you. Singles problems. Well, and you need that natural sounding voice too. You don't want a cheery one, or you don't need a monotone assistant. Hi, welcome home. How was your day? You need something with a little pep. Now, yeah, Devon, season 4 of The Boys. Yeah, that's a crazy show, man. William Craig, did you hear about the new HomeKit iOS 18 update that will be able to select what HomePod or Apple TV could be our main hub, and it doesn't have to switch back and forth? Yeah, and I covered that accidentally. But yeah, it'll be nice to just have a dedicated hub because it is so weird. But yeah, anytime I have HomeKit issues, I pretty much can just power off my newest Apple TV that I have, because it'll become the hub, and then it'll switch to something else, and then everything will be good. And John, I'm glad that Apple TV is getting better sound controls. Yes, and that's what, you know what, I got to go deeper into the home side of things. I was really holding out for AI, and I was distracted on some other stuff, and then I got caught up in the whole AI side of things and went down that rabbit hole and made a video on that. So I'll dig deeper into the home the HomePod and Apple TV stuff, because I have not dived in enough on that at all. And yes, everybody, happy birthday to David. Blake, you can do that via location automations and a door sensor. When you get home, have Siri say that when you open the door once. Yep. Rex, good morning, Craig. Not at the nuclear plant on this Saturday morning, getting ready for 5 straight 90-degree days. I hope everyone stays cool and hydrated. I loved your rant about Echo advertisement. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, there's so many comments on that video. I'm like, I feel like I've just touched on what a lot of people are thinking. You know, I said this in my member stream, that it's like I really like to share what devices can do, and yeah, not bash on stuff. You know, this tech, most of it's pretty amazing stuff that has, you know, there's great features and stuff out there, but you know, there are times that you just got to come out and say enough is enough, and the Echoes have reached that point that it's like, yeah, for all that you can do, this one thing's the deal breaker now. So thank you very much. I appreciate you checking out that video. DJ Papa Smurf, love it. DJ Papa Smurf, welcome. David, yeah, we don't have Lady A Guard or Neighbors features here, and you never will, because, well, if you do get Guard, they're going to charge you for it because it goes behind a paywall. So, such a pain. John, I like Google Hub. It only has a big clock, and it only does anything is if I ask it. Yeah, the Nest Hub has the Google Smart Displays are so much better. They really are. It's just not an ecosystem. I had to pick one side or the other, but yeah, they have a better looking interface, and you could pick multiple types of full screen clocks, and they're the display, the dimming sensor or whatever they do, it does a great job of serving as a clock. The Nest Hub, it dims down to just the perfect level, and it's, I don't know, it really looks like a better display than it is, especially if you look at Echoes in a dark room. For some reason, the Nest display was just so much better. Let's see. So, David, we don't, okay, got that. I like Duncan. Most of my content is purchased through Apple. I hate ads. Yeah, I'm with you on it too, man. The only ones that I keep ads on are ones that are services that I don't have enough shows to warrant it. Yeah, like Peacock and Discovery Plus, ad free. Hulu, ad free. But if next time I need to sign up for HBO for something, I don't mind ad supported because I know I'll be canceling it soon. So wow, I went way too far. Oh my gosh. Okay, now I'm going to catch up. Most shrinkage is happening across the board with many things. It only used to, yeah, I won't say it. It's so annoying that, yeah, that I think we're going to look back at this time that we'll look back and go, oh yeah, I remember when things were, it's like before the pandemic, things were just bigger, and then it'll be 20 years from now going, yeah, things I remembered like before the pandemic, things used to be like this big and it'd be like, no way. So you're so old. So let's see. David, 24th of July, Netflix is being removed from smart TV's own built-in app, mainly Sony, LG, and Samsung. Ooh, that is interesting. I didn't know about that. One of the videos I was thinking of making was smart TV versus streaming device, because it's a great question from some people. They're like, why should I buy an Apple TV when I can just use the app in my TV? And for most people, there really isn't much of a reason. But there's a reason right there. You're now at the mercy of whatever deals their companies make. You're at the mercy when you get a smart TV of when LG decides to update their software. Where instead you have a Fire TV stick or an Apple TV, you get the software updates right away. So yeah, that's interesting. Oh yeah, and Duncan, yeah, Scarlett Johansson suing OpenAI for using her voice likeness. And she's got a case because they tried to talk to her about it. And I think tried to work some deal out, according to what I've read. And they didn't come up with a deal. Then later on a voice comes out sounding like her. It's crazy. The stuff's getting so good you're not going to know what's real or not. That's where you just have to use your instincts on stuff. Like, this doesn't seem right. Yep, there's a good chance it isn't. David, wait until you get radio type adverts on normal echoes when you ask it something. That's the thing. They gotta change their ways. Amazon has to change their ways. There's no upside. It can't work out. People will get annoyed and will just not use it. And if your competitors are growing without charging money and annoying you, it's going to be hard for them to stay in. John, I do like the new iOS 18 that you can put HomeKit on the home screen. Yeah, it is good to see there's a lot more flexibility happening. You could have like multiple screens in the control panel now. So when you swipe down, there's like, you could have your favorites, you have your music. Yeah, you got the smart home control panel, all the communication controls. But yeah, I have to go through and redo mine because some stuff I'm used to having isn't there. But I have this one extra desk light, which brings up some light back here when I'm working. So I swipe down and just hit that a lot. So yeah, there's some cool upgrades that have happened in iOS 18. I just find myself getting caught up in just so much of this, like, so much photo stuff. I'm like, you swear we're all professional photographers and we're just, like, damn, my photo game is almost dialed in. It's like, if I only had a little more, if I had a little magic wand that could remove that. So, David, your audio feed is low. I'm like, let me know if you guys still, if you think it's low, because I'm seeing that I'm not at peaking level. So let me know if it still seems low. Hey, I gauge it. Thank you for being here, man. Hi, Craig. Loved your throwing out your echoes. Keep up your honest videos. I was just about to buy an Echo Show, but you saved me. Thank you very much, man. And yeah, try to keep it real with you guys. try, there's no point in doing this. It's just BS about it, you know. Got no one tell me to say anything. Why not say the truth? I thought about it. It's like, wait, why would I not? I could talk bad about Amazon. There's no reason why I wouldn't. And they've reached a point where I need to. Blake, yeah, I have a 14 Pro and the battery sucks, but I'm holding out until September's new phone. Yeah, man, Blake, for some reason that 14 was just something messed up in that battery. Kenny, same thing, 14 Pro. Hey, Kenny, welcome. 14 Pro myself. And yeah, it's William Craig, that's kind of crazy because now looking at the new AI, I'm going to have to change my 2000 MacBook Pro. But think about that, 2000 MacBook Pro. To even the idea of 24 years old. Wow. That thing's older than your child. Like that. Yeah, I mean, the stuff is good. It's hard to argue with. This is the M2 iPad. The new ones came out. I'm like, I cannot justify buying something new. I could barely justify buying this one to upgrade from my 2018 to a 2022. The stuff's just so good. I can't even blame it on the channel to upgrade my iPads because the previous ones are so good. So yeah, William, it's gonna blow your mind, man. M1 and the M1 chips and above is just a whole nother laptop experience. Brian, I'm using an iPhone 13 mini. I'm definitely upgrading this fall to the Pro line to help future-proof using the device for at least 4 years. Hey man, that's a good time. Good time to upgrade. It sucks to have upgraded 1 year prior, man. It's always hard. You can't win with this stuff. You can only do some research, see what their upgrade path is look like, and then just commit to get it when you think you need it. I walk into my HomePods within reach of my Apple Watch. Let's see. John, question: are they going to have the AI on the HomePod Mini? No. There's no talk of Apple TV or the HomePod. And if you look at it, the HomePod and Apple TVs are using old Apple Watch and old iPhone processors to do it. So the big thing about this AI is the heavy lifting is supposed to be done on the device. And when the device can't do the majority of it, that goes to Apple's cloud servers. And from there, if you want to know more, you'll get a prompt saying, do you want to learn more from ChatGPT? And then if you say yes, that request goes to ChatGPT. But everything starts at the device you're holding. So whether it be the M1 chip, so think of it that way, what's being asked of it. That whole machine learning model is running on your device. So they're saying our 4-year-old processor can handle that. So yeah, you look at that, you're like, AI is running on your device, and not AI in fake AI in the software that's programmed to identify freckles and remove them. AI freckle remover. You're like, yeah, it identifies. Yeah, that's not AI, but like real stuff, machine learning models that, large language model that exist on your hardware. So what I see personally happening with the HomePods and Apple TVs would be device processing being done on the device, on your phone or something. You make a request, it processes it on your device, recognizes your voice, processes it on your device, and gives you an answer. But unless they're going to make a Apple TV Pro and a HomePod Pro, which Apple probably already beat me to that name, they're probably going to need to offload the processing to something else. Duncan, changing trajectory is a lifesaver for me. I can now line up my cannon in the backyard better. Yeah, man, you need that because pull out your iPad, open the calculator. You're going to be able to sketch it out, factor in the Earth rotation into that because if you don't, you're going to be off. Everybody knows that when shooting a cannon. Uh, so love it, Duncan. Devon, Craig, did you know Yo Gabba Gabba Land is coming to Apple TV? I don't even know the name. In the summertime, it's the reboot show of Yo Gabba Gabba way back in 2007 through 15. Wow, I am not familiar with that show at all. Let's see. Let's 2007. Yeah, I'm trying to think of where I would have been in life. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I haven't seen that one. Let's see. Bill, there's still hope. I keep hearing that some of the younger crowd are going for or being less connected. You know what? Yeah, I could see it. I could see it. I mean, there's just I don't know. It's weird though. It's weird. Less connected, but they're connected in ways that are so foreign to me. Like friends, kids, my daughter's friends, they share their location through their iPhones. So it's like, I don't want to go to the mall. A bunch of my friends are there. Or what? So like my daughter won't want to go shopping with my wife because her friends are at the mall at that time or something. Like they know where each other's at. Where to me, in my mind, no way in hell I would have had a like just everybody. Hey, Craig's over there right now. No, that's just so weird to me. But yeah, there's hope. There's hope. There's always the bounce back. We swing hard one way. You know, we get 2PC, UFC takes over, and it's the highest rated stuff. It's like everything just swings to extremes. But yeah, but yeah, I'm feeling like I want to be less connected. I want to have less stuff. Like I truly feel content in my tech space. That I don't think of anything that I need more of or want. It's like okay, an iPad. iPads are the cheapest iPad's awesome now. Smartphone, the cheapest ones are awesome. You know, maybe not. But David, think some of Apple's new features are an up yours to the EU. um, no, I don't know. I think these companies, they're just gonna do. Apple's no different. They're gonna make their stand as much as they can. They'll bend where they need to. But there's no. You'll never hold any of these companies down. Like the EU is not gonna have a victory for the world on opening Apple up. It'll be like, okay, this group here, you account for 12% of our sales. Okay, we'll open it for your region. Now China, I think it's China or Japan. I think it's China is trying to force Apple to open up to sideload. So basically to do the same as the EU. So I just think with all Apple or any of these other ones, it's just going to be that cat and mouse game. So yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know who's yelling for Apple to open up so much. It's like you're defeating the point of why you would initially go with Apple. Like you go with Apple because you want. And Bill, thank you very much. Thank you guys. Sorry, I left I didn't open up Discord. But yeah, I just don't understand. If you're an Apple person, you probably got into Apple because you liked what they stood for. So why are you trying to undo what they stand for? And if you don't like Apple, then who cares what they're doing? My God, why does everyone got to tell everyone else what to do? Johannes, does the EU require Apple to allow side loading on devices that won't Apple doesn't update? I have an Apple iPad Air 2. If it's considered obsolete, I don't think they have to do anything about it. I think it just has to their current operating system. If the current operating system needs to open up the device, I don't think they have to go back and allow unsupported ones to operate. Okay, I'm gonna just throw throw it up here because I'm way behind. Last call for questions. I'm even going to type it in here because I need to be good. Last call for questions. And then anything after that, after my final call, set a timer for 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Counting down.
Yeah, so I think they really only have to be, I think it's only current stuff has to be opened up. Like, can you imagine you have to hire a team, like, go back, you gotta go back to iOS 15 and, and go open it up, or, yeah. Larry, happy Saturday. I've been here, but my sister called, so I had to put you on pause, but I'm gonna watch the whole thing. Oh, thank you, Larry, I appreciate it, and hope you're doing well. And Bill, 33 minutes. I am only 18 minutes behind. Blake, did you watch the Marquez video with Tim Cook? Every time Apple talks about how long it took them to get to the perfect ergonomics of the Magic Mouse, I'm afraid my eyes will roll out of my head. The only thing I saw that was a clip of Tim Cook, and you could see Marquez's face, like, with the explanation. Yeah, Tim Cook talking about how the time it took to get the right ergonomics of the Apple mouse that has the plug underneath. You know, they're just doing their gig. You can't go, hey, come on. We were stupid. We were flat out dumb. Oh. Yeah, there was some article I read that Simon Pegg, I think he's the English actor, writer, that he's done the Mission Impossible movies with Tom Cruise. He had said that Tom Cruise had told him, never admit when you're wrong. Just never admit it. Just keep on going. Just stay on your path. And that's the same thing, Apple. Never admit you're wrong. Just keep going. Don't even acknowledge it. Change course. This is the best, most revolutionary mouse ever existed. Well, the hole's on the bottom. Everyone hates it. Took years to make the most revolutionary mouse. So, yeah. Chantal, I like the Apple Watch announcements. Fitness app is really getting better now and more customizable. Latest beta is bad for the Series 7 battery, though. Oh, thank you for letting me know. Yeah, I need to play with the... I put the beta on my iPhone and iPad. I haven't looked at the watches yet. I really was just I kind of got in that Apple Intelligence mindset, just thinking about that more than the other stuff. And yeah, Andy, good evening. Yeah, WWDC to me, so slow, so boring, so like, just get to the AI. Like, there was just way too much time that was spent on features that I think such a small portion of people will use. I did try to back up and look at it, that it is a developer conference, but it's a developer conference that it still felt like it got in the weeds. So, David, EU side loading is only available from the iPhone that can download iOS 17.4, but you can't download anything from Google Play app. You have to go to the developer's own website to download. That's exactly what it should be. That's exactly what it should be. You know what? If you don't want to pay Apple money, Apple should never have to allow another store on their property. You're like, that's just picture. You're like, yeah, picture the biggest. You got just a big store like Macy's, and they're like, Amazon fought so that they can have their own store in the corner of Macy's. Okay. You know, legally, they need to be able to put a store within their store. You're like, no, I'm 100% on board with the idea that you could download apps from developers, but there is no reason Google should be able to have a Google Play Store on an Apple device, or anyone else to make an app store. So it's like, wait, you get to kick us out of our own house and sell stuff? That's kind of like what they're saying. It's like, it's one thing to kick us out, but don't, then make money. So, thank you for mentioning that, David. Bill, we start a week of 90 degrees plus tomorrow with heat index going over 100 several days too. Oh my God, that sounds like middle of summer for us. Wow, that sounds crazy. So won't be available in the UK. Yeah, because you guys, you had to make a run for it. You could have been in the EU side loading. Not now. See, there you go. I hope you learned now. You should have stayed in the EU. So, William Craig, the one show I'm really enjoying, the new Star Wars Acolyte. Is that right? But the one I'm waiting for is Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2. Yeah, is there going to be a Season 2? Do we have confirmation? Because I thought that was the one that there was rumors based on the box art that the DVD set said the complete, or there was some phrasing that implied that there wouldn't be a season 2. So I'm like, it would be awesome to see season 2. I do need to check out that new one because that seems kind of interesting, especially with going with the lady from the Matrix. Kurt, Kindles from almost the very beginning and offered the Kindle with ads as the default or ad free at a higher price. Thank you, Kurt. I want to say my second gen, because I had like the second gen, and then like before backlights where it still had the keyboard on there. I had that one, then I stopped using Kindles for years, and then when I finally came back, that's where I didn't realize how long it had been they had ads. So thank you, Kurt. Question, is paying for YouTube worth it? I think so, because the amount of content I consume. I think it's worth not having ads. That's the biggest thing is look at how much time you're spending utilizing the service. It could be as something as just you watch 10 episodes of a show. Well, if it's a 30-minute show, that's 22 minutes of actual footage to watch. So 220 minutes, or do you want to spend 300 minutes, watching that same amount of stuff with the traditional amount of commercials in it, so do you want those extra 80 minutes to do something else, extra 60 minutes? Is that 60 minutes worth $6? That's, you run it like that and you go, okay, weigh it against how much you use. And would you rather have that time put back somewhere else? Let's see. Ryan, thoughts on HomePods for households where they are a mix of iPhone and Android users? That's such a tough, it depends. Like, my thing with that is it depends how people are using them. Like in my house, it doesn't really matter what anybody uses for the phone because their only interactions with it is going to be with voice. So using echoes in the house, it doesn't matter what it can do, what its limitations are. It's going to cover what the family needs. So if Ryan, you're the iPhone user and you're running things and HomePods are more enjoyable for you and they're nothing but a voice command on the other side for the Android users, not a problem. But if you guys need to kind of control the same type of things, if you both need to be like an iPhone user and Android user need to both be in charge and have equal control, I don't think it's good for that. But yeah, it's like my family only knows echoes in their mind, but the whole smart homes ran on HomeKit. So that doesn't even matter to them because the stuff they need, the echoes spit it out for them, and it doesn't matter. Yeah, John, glad I got the iPad with M1. Yeah, having the M1 chip it's a good one. Johannes, Amazon's really good at advertising. When I've ordered something from Amazon, I get a lot of ads of the things I already bought. You know what that would say to me? I would actually say Amazon's not really good at advertising. It would be the exact opposite. Because if you were good at advertising, you wouldn't try to sell them the damn thing they just bought. You would buy something that goes with it. They buy shoes, you show them sales on socks. You don't, you're like, I love it. Like, I buy RAM for a computer. Once a month you go out, you pick up new RAM for your computer. Yeah, we all do it. Come on. So I buy new RAM for the computer. Next 5 days, I get offers for RAM. So I'm prepared for the next time I need to buy RAM. I'm going to argue that they are not good at advertising. So, Duncan, I'll be updating to the new iPhone when it's released. That's the thing, not stock, not financial advice in any way. But this is going to be one of those like super cycles for Apple updates. Let's see. There it is. No more questions. I'll put that in there. Question. Oh, I'll do it in questions over. There. There we go. Keep track of myself. Keep myself honest. I completely lost where I was at. Yeah, it's going to be one of those updates, one of those super cycle of updates, because people are going to want the new features. Then you're going to have people that are just due for an upgrade and all that. But yeah, so it could be a good time for Apple during their stock, hopefully. But pay attention though to the markets, and just watch out of curiosity. Just as we approach Apple event, watch how you'll see lots of bad news come out, and then their stock will dip, and then good news will come back up. It just never fails around the Apple event. There's enough doom and gloom to kind of bring them down, and then a nice Christmas sale brings them, holiday sales start to bring them back up. It's kind of odd how that happens every time, every year. But yeah, these are one of those super upgrade cycles. David, considering all the ads Amazon's forcing on everyone, why on earth would they do away with the deal of the day? They are out of their minds if they think I'm going to browse all of today's deals. Yeah, they've lost their way. In listening to the Amazon story, the 12-hour audio book about Amazon and their beginnings, everything they did was to bring something new to the table that made life easier for us, but all those things made them more money in the process. Now, I feel like they've confused new feature equals convenience and good and money, where the new features aren't necessarily convenient for us, aren't necessarily good for us, but they equal new money. Like they made so much stuff that was so good and helped us that we went, yeah, cool. Ooh, that's recommendation. Great. Next day, great. That I feel like it's almost like they think they can't do any wrong with these upgrades. Like, oh yeah, you do this now. Now you just do this. And it's like, no, Amazon had great intentions. Now it just feels like they're just doing a lot of what they used to do for the wrong reasons. So, Andy, I have a question. The new Siri look. Will we still get the new look or not? Do you think? I think you're going to get. I think you're going to get whatever the operating system can handle on the phone. Like it's going to look the same, but not have the capabilities, the processing capabilities. I think you're going to get whatever the iOS does. Like if your phone supports iOS 18, my guess is you're going to see the same Siri little glow around the side, but you're not going to get the Apple Intelligence benefits from it. So that would be my guess. Is visually things will look the same. It's just the data isn't going to be the same. Duncan, also when you send it to chat, you get a disclaimer about the accuracy of the content. That's a great point, Duncan. Like Apple is doing a good job in the sense of their approach with ChatGPT is, hey, FYI, this is going to them and we can't guarantee it's accurate. Do you want to move forward? Yes. And you're like, that's awesome. Especially if you look, with ChatGPT, their privacy policy is they store data. They save input, any information inputted into their app or their database or files uploaded. So if you upload a picture and whatever the case, anything you send to them, they save by using their default app. How that changes with Apple, like they're not supposed to be able to save anything if it goes through Apple. So by default, ChatGPT is keeping everything you input into it. This should help change things. So we'll see. And Omar. Welcome, Omar. So, yeah, Amazon will be having it. And for those of you who don't know, and check out tomorrow's video, but Amazon's rumored to release their Lady AI sometime this year, probably in the fall. And it's supposed to be subscription based. So we'll see what that means. What do we got here? Oh. And if you have any questions or anything, I get through all of them. I definitely make it all the way through. Just leave them once in the chat, please. Duncan also, yeah, I love the disclaimer though. I don't even know where I am most days. That's funny. I don't know what most days are anymore. Side loading is only for iPhone, doesn't apply to iPads. Ah, yes, yes. That's yeah, that's interesting that they didn't open it up for it. They didn't make them do it on iPads though too. Thank you for mentioning that. SC Car Guy, hey, welcome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Let's see. Just there you go. I gotta bring your channel up. Got to bring your channel up here. You gotta go visit our friend here. If you want to see how to get a car decoded, detailed, man, check him out. I do appreciate the you even made me a custom little video showing how to walk through the stuff that I would need to get overspray off of my car, which I have done, and it looks good. Oh, so much better. I got to go wash my car. Actually, I have to go wash my car right here. This video, I appreciate this. Walked me right through how to clay my car. So I'm gonna drop this in there too. And now it's like my car's all clean. I'm on top of it. I've clayed it a couple of times to deal with some overspray. It's been awesome. I appreciate you, man. Let's see. So Larry, I think it'd be cool if Apple came up with a $20 Apple smart plug that had the U1 chip. You could put one in each room and then have automations triggered by proximity that way. And that's one of those things that they couldn't charge enough. There's not enough upside for Apple. Profit margins are too low on that, Larry. Come on, man. No, it would see, and I would love to see, even if HomePods were the only way to achieve something similar to that. You're like, just put it to use. You have this awesome proximity thing. Yeah, you're not taking advantage of. 48 minutes. I am only too far behind. Elon got a big raise this week. Nope, Elon got what he deserved. And I'm like, thank God Elon got paid, or Tesla stock would have been hosed. Tesla would have been hosed if Elon didn't get paid. And you know what? Screw that whole thing that happened with that. That is a bunch of garbage. That guy did an all or nothing deal for $56 billion in 2018. It was approved, and it was all or nothing. You get all of these, you hit all of these metrics, or you get $0. I'm like, how many people would take a job like that? I don't have the balls for a job like that. You get all or nothing. You're going to work for the next 2 years, all or nothing. And you don't even have control of every single aspect to make that happen. That's what Elon Musk did. It was an all or nothing deal for $56 billion. And know that the lawyers that fought this case, they wanted $5.6 billion to get paid. Would be one of the largest that any lawyers have ever gotten paid. And the reason why they would get paid $5.6 billion in their mind is they saved their client, the shareholders, $56 billion. So it's warranted that they get $5.6 billion. So I'm like, what's the real motivation for this lawsuit? So anyways, yeah, that was a garbage thing. Elon's getting what he was agreed, what he was promised back in 2018. So he's getting I think it was 2018. So that was garbage. A judge in Delaware said that package was not a fair package or whatever. And after results had been delivered, Tesla just blew away every milestone, and Elon was going to get screwed out of his money. All or nothing. That's all I got to say. Whatever you make, imagine you're going to make 50% more, but it's an all or nothing deal. Yeah, you got to have some guts to go for that. So you shouldn't smack someone down who put it out all on the line and changed the game. So, and I'm not an Elon fanboy. It's just that's a garbage move there. Alan. Yep. Okay. Thank you for answering that, Alan. Devon, question, are smart home devices energy efficient? Well, they're all going to be using minimal amounts of power, but it's phantom power. It's phantom power like having something plugged in all the time. It's always just sipping away the power. So the devices themselves aren't more energy efficient. They're using energy where a dumb bulb would use zero energy. A smart bulb's using a little bit. But the timing and the automations is where you should be saving energy. Is that light's only on when that light needs to be on. It doesn't get forgotten on. So that should be offsetting. But yeah, devices themselves are using energy. So the way you use them determines your efficiency. A smart bulb is no more energy efficient really than a normal LED bulb. If anything, it's using more because it always has to have power, where a normal bulb doesn't. Gosh, I feel like I'm losing my voice. 73 degrees in Wisconsin. Man, you guys got a heat wave going on, right? And Kenny, I gather Lady AI is way behind where it should be and won't be released this year, may not be released at all. Yeah, supposedly it's not looking good. What, Amazon backing out of a product? They've never done that. Where's the Ring drone camera? It was supposed to be here. Let's see. What? My no more questions thing's kind of worked. Hey. So that's where we at. In Texas next week, we might have to have Gulf storms possible. Very bad flooding. Yeah, man, that's the flooding thing. The storms, the flooding, it's crazy. It really is crazy on the weather front of things. It's like, man, what was it? It's like Antarctica. They're getting more undermelting than is expected. Like glaciers. Some glacier I was reading about that it's melting more from underneath because of the warming sea level or sea temperatures. Yeah, it's crazy. I feel like whatever's going on with the weather now, it's been awesome for Southern California. It's like, let's just keep it locked in. Can we just hit pause on whatever this weather pattern has been? It's meant rain, snow, green, I'll take it. But for the rest of the country, it's messing stuff up. Duncan, it's like pouring salt into water. At one point, the water can't take anymore, and the salt just gathers in the bottom. Yeah, okay, that's a great analogy. Yeah, because you can only mix so much salt in there, and then it can't be dissolved down anymore. Thank you for the visual. AliExpress floods you with suggestions of same items based on recent purchases. To me, that's like the worst kind of advertising. You should be there to give the next step. David, sorry, was busy sorting someone bombing your chat. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, especially because it takes me so long to get through the chat at times. Can I ask about the what? Yeah. What about the iPhone 15? Yeah, go ahead and ask it in there. We just try to slow it down because I'll never get caught up and then we get behind. Robert, I'm with you on the Echo and all the ads swapping for non-screen Echoes. I feel like if the screen's not providing you value, then why be there? There's other folks that really take advantage of the photo option. There's again, I'll mention a tip someone gave. Put your Echoes into do not disturb mode from 12 a.m. to 11:55 or 59 p.m. and then you'll have just a clock. But if the screens are providing you value, keep them, dude. The ad, it might provide enough value to offset the ads. But if it's at a point that you're just looking past your Echoes and what is catching your eyes are the ads, it's time for them to go. That's the way I see it. Is like I'm looking past them. The way it's grabbing my attention is going, why am I seeing, coffee sales? That's not a good way to get my attention. So, yeah. Alan Craig is shut down questions for the day as it's overtime already. Boom, boom, boom. We are out of here. No, I do want to thank you guys. And I love doing the streams. They could get long and I don't even think twice about them. But then I also think from someone watching them, if they want to catch up on it, it can be really long and hard to catch up on it. So anyways, we're going to wrap this up. Anthony, good morning. Thank you, Anthony, for being here. And I appreciate you guys that have been here, like Anthony, Alan, it's just all of you guys that have been here for so long. I appreciate you guys. I missed most of the live. I'm going to the beginning of the video. Enjoy the rest of the day. Anthony, thank you, man. I really appreciate you all. It is very awesome to be able to do these live streams and to have you guys here. I have so much fun doing them because you guys are a blast. Just bringing up interesting stuff. So, by the way, I do have my sticky note that I almost forgot to look at. No, I don't. I will not be live streaming this week or next weekend, and possibly the following weekend. We have some family plans next weekend, and it's looking like we might have plans the following weekend, but I'll confirm that as we go. So as of now, no live streams for the next 2 weeks. Tomorrow's video is going to be on Apple Intelligence and why I think Amazon just needs to throw in the towel. Just give it up, walk away, don't even bother working on it. Just say, Lady AI, it was a nice thought, and then just go about life. So anyways, check out that video tomorrow. And to the fathers, enjoy your Father's Day. Enjoy it. And to the mothers, thank you for letting the fathers have their Father's Day. So y'all have a great weekend. I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.